Mental health and your metabolism, clearly explained. When you get anxious, upset, maybe even constantly thinking negative thoughts because maybe life isn't doing exactly what you want it to do right now, your neurons have these little organelles called mitochondria. You know, those are the powerhouses of the cell, if you remember back to high school biology. What happens when you're getting super stressed or just chronically stressed from work, life balance, trying to balance it all, things going on at home, whatever, is your mitochondria start producing cortisol. And because of the gut-brain axis, that cortisol travels into your gut. It starts messing with your microbiome. This makes a lot of sense, right? Well, the fat cells in your belly have kind of special receptors for this particular type of cortisol because there's more than one type of cortisol. The cortisol that's produced when you exercise is the cortisol that helps you burn fat. The cortisol that's produced when you stress out is the cortisol that helps you retain fat or add more fat to your body, usually specifically in your belly. We call it a cortisol belly. That's how we know people are super stressed, right? So when you're thinking all of these thoughts all the time, when you're not managing your anxiety, when things are starting to get out of control, it gets worse and worse and worse. And then you get slower and slower and slower, and you start to feel worse about yourself. Your metabolism starts to tank because your mitochondria are working against you instead of for you. Now, you can't just take a probiotic and get better, or talk it out and feel better. There's a multi-pronged approach to really change how your mind is working, and it needs to be done kind of collectively all at once. So reading a book on how to manage your anxiety, that's not going to help. Just taking your probiotic or cleaning up your gut and not working on what's causing all of the anxiety and changing some of the way that you think or the way that you're managing your stress, that's not going to help. Exercise alone isn't just going to burn off enough calories. Being in a caloric deficit with your diet isn't going to be enough to get you where you want to go either. It's because you're going to be constantly creating more fat as you're getting rid of the fat. It's going to be this like spinning wheel, and you're going to say, well, why isn't the scale changing? Scale isn't changing because of the chronic stress that you're under, and it's usually your chronic mental state. It may not even be a fight or flight type of thing. It could be just this chronic mental state that you've been in for a while, or this fear of life that's changing in front of you. I see it all the time with men and women who are going through a period of life where their kids are growing up and leaving the house, and they're getting stressed. They're dealing with a transition, and transitions are always scary. They're always stressful, and you need some new coping skills in order to deal with it. So if you feel like any of this is hitting home, DM me, message me, let's talk. I want to help you through it.